Hi everyone, it's Lynn. As you were aware, last weekend I posted up some little folders that I had made. I'd had the idea in my head for quite a while, and as soon as I saw these Lavinia Stamps Dreamscape papers, I was like, yes, that is what I've been waiting for, to make these little folders. They are absolutely beautiful. There isn't one that you could say, well, I don't really like that one. They are all absolutely beautiful. So you get 30 double-sided sheets, 10 different designs, and the paper is 150 GSM. It's £10.80 for the pack, and it will last you ages. Most of you know I'm not a card maker. Might surprise some of you, but I don't like making cards. I don't know why, they're just not me. So I'm always looking for different ways that I can use my love of Lavinia stamps in different, a different way. So as you know, I've stamped on candles, and I did the baubles, came up with those a couple of years ago now. So I've always got ideas in my head that aren't, just stamping and making a card. So I'll stop waffling on, and I'll get on and show you how I made them. So I posted up just a flat one. This is how I started. This was my idea. Let's have a laminated folder that I can put Lavinia stamps on and it be useful, and use these fabulous papers. So that was my first one. They come in at 5 3/4 by just under 4, 4.5. And that's using the full sheet of 8 by 8. I then thought, well, I wonder if I could make a box one. So this one comes in at 5 by 3 3/4. So a little bit smaller, but you do get quite a lot of room inside. Now this one I've laminated on both sides. If you do it, the normal way, where you put it inside your laminating sheet and send it through, you will get a really, really strong envelope or box. So that's one done on both sides. And then I thought, well, how small can we go? So this was using a 5 by 5 piece of paper. I cut it down, laminated this on both sides. It's very, very strong, this one, and it just fits gift cards. You could put cash in there, you could keep your credit cards in it, your bank cards. It's just, they're just dead cute. These are little star sequins that I decided to see if my laminator could cope with, and it coped absolutely fine. I have tried to laminate glitter, and unfortunately it just flattens the glitter and you lose that fabulous shine. So I've just been using the Secura jelly pens, and you still maintain that bit of sparkle. So I'm just going to show you before I start quickly. This one is laminated on one side, this one is on both, and as you can see, it is a lot stronger. So if you want to laminate it on both sides, that's absolutely fine. You go ahead and do that. I like to keep my stamping really simple on these, but you can do whatever you like. So I'll get on, show you how I did it. So there are many, many, many ways to make an envelope. So however you make an envelope, you just make your envelope like that. I like to use the envelope punch board. It's a fabulous bit of kit. It's about £15 from memory. We are memory keepers. Designed it and make it, and it is a fabulous bit of kit because you can custom make any size envelope. So I've chosen to work with this paper, and I'm going to have this side up. What I'd like to encourage you to do is look at the paper. So if you think about how your envelope folds, I thought that this would look absolutely fabulous on the back, so you get all that beautiful scroll work. So obviously you need to think a little bit about where you're going to make your first mark. So I know that when I go in here and it tells me for an 8x8 sheet of paper, I'm going to score at 3.5 and I'm going to punch. But that will give me the side, the smaller bit here, these smaller bits that go in. So I'm going to rotate that so that I know that larger part will be my flap that goes over. It'll make sense when I do it. I'm going to punch and score, and then I'm just going to rotate, and I'm going to line that up, punch, score, and just carry on round until you have done all 4 sides. It's a bit difficult to see. There we go. And that's what you end up with. But like I say, you can make envelopes just on a scoreboard that doesn't have these little notches. So just use whatever you would normally make your envelope with. Then burnish all your score lines. Fold it up as it's going to be. So I want the scroll on the top. Turn it over, and then you would do your stamping. I would recommend using a stamp press for this because you've got all those layers underneath. It can make your block rock a bit. So if you've got a stamping press, fabulous. If not, my advice is hold your block on, make sure you keep it still, let the ink transfer and soak into the paper before you lift up. But do bear in mind you have got these underneath. You can, if you want, mask it off and stamp it flat, but I've just been doing it this way. Okay, so if you want to laminate on one side, I would recommend that you put your 2 pieces of paper together, and I'll just get 2 here. Put them together like this. Score and punch them both together, separate them, and then decorate them. So I've already done these 2. So I know when I put these 2 back together that they will totally line up and be in the right place. So line them up. Make sure that it's all exact, and like I say, you do need to cut them and punch them, punch and score them at the same time. And then take your laminating sheet, make sure your designs are on the outside because that's the sides that we want to laminate. Open up your sheet, pop your papers in, and just make sure, like I say, that they're all perfectly lined up. pop them in. Don't go right to the top. Okay, it's a good idea as well to let your ink dry. Now the other thing I forgot to mention to you is when it was folded up, I just went round with a smoothie, old school style, just to give you this edge. It really does frame them nicely. Okay, so I'll just get my laminator. This is just a cheap laminator, and it's a strange one because mine feeds in through the back. Now I've just moved that, so I'll just align it, because you do need them as bob on as possible, and just send it through. Now this is obviously making two. If say you just wanted one, instead of putting the two pieces back to back, just place a piece of copy paper in. You don't even have to cut your copy paper, as long as it's bigger than what you're pushing through. And when you see the next step, it'll make a bit more sense. I'm getting ahead of myself there. Nearly through. There we go. So when it comes out, what you want to do is just cut as close to the edge as you can. Don't worry about the little divots, just go straight across. Obviously you'll take a lot more time than I am. I don't want this video to be too long, and I'm aware that I've already waffled on. You'll find your scissors automatically just slide along as well, if they're sharp enough. You can also cut it with a guillotine or a trimmer if you're not confident in your cutting. Just get these out of the way. And then all you're going to do is cut your little divots out. You can, if you want, push it back in your punch board, but you have to really put a bit of welly on for it to cut through the plastic. So I've found it is just actually easier to trim with your scissors. And then, as you can see, they separate, and there you have your two sides laminated on one side and not on the other. Now, like I said before, if you put a piece of, if you're just making one and you put a piece of copy paper behind, when you trim it down, you would just peel the copy paper away. But the beauty of this is, I thought it was quite wasteful at first, and then I realised you can just make yourself quite a snazzy shiny envelope. Or you can use it to blend your edges on, so it you know, it still can be used. I hope this makes sense. I really do. Okay, so all we're going to do then is re-burnish our edges, and as you can see it folds really easily because we pre-scored it. I know a few people have said that they were having problems with that bit. Okay, and there you go. There's your design, your flaps. Now, I would recommend that you put your fasteners on before you seal the envelope. And I bought this tool set on the internet. It was a tenner with free postage, and you've got loads and loads of cam snaps in here. So you just need to choose a colour. I have gone with purple because I thought it matched quite well. And what you need are 2 of the little drawing pin like things, a little well and a little sticky out bit. I think they call them male and female. So fold your 2 larger flaps in. Just take a pokey tool. Now you don't want to put it here. You need to put it a bit higher up because of the pressure of lifting it up. If you put it right on the end, it's just too weak. So go up a little bit, make a hole. Watch you don't go through to the other side like I just have. It's the first time I've done that. And then watching your fingers, just make your hole a little bit bigger. Okay, so on your top flap, you want to place the drawing pin on the outside and your little sticky out bit one on the back, and just give it a little squeeze. Then take your little gadget, and what you want to do is, did you hear that click? You need to make sure that the little pin is sat in this black thing. And all you need to do is give it a good old squeeze. And then on your bottom one, you want to do the reverse. So you want to go from the inside out, and then pop the one with the little well on. And then again, slide it in and make sure that that cap fits directly over. You do hear it jump in. And then again, give it a good squeeze. Don't squeeze too hard because you can actually snap the cam snaps. Check that it fastens. It does. So your last bit now is get some tape. I did try the red liner tape, but what I found was it worked and it stuck, but in the hot weather it started to lift. So I've been using this paper one, and it's super strong. So give that a burnish to get rid of any air bubbles. Take your pokey tool. If you've got any bits sticking over, just fold it back in on itself like that. Fold in, fold up, give a good burnish, close your envelope, and there you go. Like I say, it's fairly easy to do. I'm sorry if I confused any of you by laminating on just just one side, but as you can see, it is quite easy. If you've got any questions, then feel free to ask. I've tried to do it as clearly as I can. I am aware that I garble, so I'm very sorry, but I hope you have fun making them. Thanks for watching.